Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So I have some of the new Rare Beauty products. So we have the bronzer stick, the powder, and one of the new shades of the liquid blush and the new powder brush as well. So I'm just going to be playing around with them today. I have already got some of my makeup on, so this is all Rare Beauty as well. So I've got the foundation, concealer, eyebrow pencil and mascara, and I have put a little bit of the powder around my eyes already because I didn't want them to crease before I got the chance. So yeah, let's just jump straight into it. Warning, Storm Eunice is here in the UK at the moment and it is very, very windy outside, and you can probably hear the wind if you have your sound loud enough. It literally looks like the trees in my garden are about to fall down, but we're persevering and we're filming anyway, so I just hope when I'm speaking you can't hear it. Okay, so I'm just gonna pin back my hair. Since I've powdered around my eyes already, I'm gonna go in with the bronzer stick first, and I have this in the shade Happy Soul. I got Happy Soul based on what I've seen other influencers use, and it just looks like the better tone. I think the one before it was slightly warmer but lighter, so I think this looks like a good happy medium. So it comes in this little sort of chubby stick which you can screw up and you get more product. And I have swatched this, but I haven't had it on my face yet. It does seem to be sort of a soft matte, very similar to the melting blush formula, so that's interesting. It would be pretty cool to see sort of a liquid contour or bronzer in this format, but that would be very pigmented. So I'm just going to swipe this on my cheeks. Very smooth, very easy to just swipe on. Okay, I'm just going to do it there to begin with. That did feel really creamy as well. I don't know what brush. I'm going to go with my Morphe A58. And I'm just sort of going in circular motions. Okay, so it is really warm still, but I do like a bronzer over a contour, so I think this is more my thing than people who just like contour. So because of that, I'm just going to apply a bit higher because I sort of applied it in my contour region and just blend it out again. I think that brush does quite a good job actually. It's a little bit fluffy, but it's not too dense, which I think helps blend it out. It does still have some tackiness to it. I wonder if that will dry down. But yeah, let's try blend this side. That is really easy to work with actually. I think that's a really good level of pigmentation for my skin tone. I think because it goes to a slightly powder finish, it makes it really easy to blend and sort of fluff out the edges so everything looks quite seamless. I like that. I think that looks quite natural so far. Let's put a bit on my forehead. And I like doing this at the moment as well, so let's do that. For some reason it was a little bit harder to blend on my forehead, but I'm just going to build it up again a tiny bit. It might be because I am using a fluffier brush. If I was to use something denser, it would blend out quicker, but I think this helps to sort of fluff it out that little bit more, like I said. That's how it's looking so far. Let's try a little bit on my nose. Normally I just kind of throw bronzer onto my nose. I never like strategically put it down, but let's give this a go. It's quite hard to blend out precisely. That did blend out okay. I'm just gonna bounce my sponge on some of the edges. I like how that looks. It's not too much. I'm gonna shove some around my jaw, like so. I don't know if that was too much actually. Oh no, it does blend out really well. Like I think I put too much and it sort of doesn't blend into nothing, but it blends out really seamlessly. Makes me glad I went for sort of the second lightest shade instead of the lightest, because I think I might have had to build it up more if I went for the lightest shade. Okay, that sounded like a tree fell down out the front of my house. Not me just being in like hurricane force winds, just like doing my makeup. Anyway, you gotta do what you gotta do, am I right? Anyway, so now on to blush. I got the shade Encourage from the new line. It's sort of the one that was in the middle. I didn't really know which one to pick, and this just looked like the nicest shade for me. I don't know, we'll see. But I'm just gonna do a dot there and there. I'm very aware of how pigmented these are, so we're gonna build it up. And I'm gonna use the foundation brush to blend that out. I look like a clown, but anyway. I love this tone. It's like a very mauvey sort of purple in a way. It's got a bit of like lilac pink to it. I need to clean off this brush to blend the edges. We have a problem. I'm gonna take the brush I used for bronzer. Like, I love these blushes and I love how pigmented they are because I love a pigmented blush. But if you are a beginner to makeup, these will freak you out because you saw how little I applied and how much payoff I got. And I'm really having to be careful with how I apply it so I don't look absolutely crazy. I think that looks good. Am I crazy for wanting a tiny bit more? Yes, I'm crazy. I'm gonna leave it like that because I will go over the top knowing me. That is a beautiful shade and it complements my skin perfectly. They were really missing these sort of mauvey tones when they first released the line because these are the sort of things that really suit me, and they didn't have them. They were very like bright corals and reds, which I do also like, but this is sort of my go-to everyday, all seasons sort of color, and I'm really happy I have this now. This is really pretty. Okay, I really like that. These are very long wearing blushes as well because they are so pigmented. This is the dewy formula and I have yet to try the matte formula, although I did buy the shade Love, I want to say, which is a matte formula, and it dried down on my hand when I was swatching them, and it dried down so matte. I was trying to blend it out on my hand and nope. So I feel like if you have one of the matte shades, work quickly. That is just my guess because I do have a slight dewy finish to this blush and it's really pretty, but I do think if you were using one of the matte formulas, they would dry down and you would be in trouble, especially with how pigmented they are. Okay, onto powder. So I got the shade Light and it's in this lovely cute tub. They did a really good job on the sort of cap, I guess. So it's a really nice design, and product comes out of here, which you sort of click out, and I love how sturdy that is, so you can really make sure if you're traveling with it, it's not going to get everywhere. I hate powders that get really messy, and also because it only comes out of one side, you can do this and be very controlled. When they come out of the whole top, I normally then miss the lid when I'm trying to pour them in. With that, I haven't noticed that problem. Okay, and the brush, the powder brush, very soft. I definitely got this one because I knew how much I loved the foundation brush. I really want to try the blush brush because I feel like it would help with the blending situation, but don't have it in the UK yet, so I'm just going to stick with this. It is a good size, I think, this one. I definitely use a smaller one for around my eyes, like this Morphe one. This is a good shape for the face. I like how it sort of, it diffuses and isn't quite a fluffy brush. It's not dense or anything. I've just properly filled that brush with powder and I'm just gonna stamp it sort of in the T-zone. I mean, it is mattifying, it's setting, but it's not going... I don't know how much it's setting actually. My skin doesn't necessarily feel powdery. I like how it looks on this lower portion of my face, but I don't know how I feel about it sort of in between my eyebrows, in here, and like on these dodgy areas of my face that are normally quite hard to work with. That's why I can be quite particular with powder there, because sort of these big areas of my face are quite fuss free, but these areas, powder can cling weirdly. I have a few that it doesn't do that, such as like the Charlotte Tilbury one, the Too Faced loose powder, the e.l.f. Halo Glow loose powder doesn't do that. In a weird turn of events, I'm finding the more powder I put, the better it looks, instead of it looking more powdery. So I'm sort of like stamping it on and then buffing it off. Very light hand, and I like how that looks. I do think a powder is something you need to test a bit more, because at the moment it's not my favorite thing, but it's a powder. I think it's doing its job, but I do look sort of powdery and just a little bit heavy looking between my eyebrows and in these regions. I really love the concept of the packaging though, so I'm definitely going to keep giving it a go. I wouldn't say it's brightening it or anything. I don't know if that's just because of the colour. There's a few colours and it might be too close to my skin tone. If you're a bit more dark than me, maybe it'll be brightening for you. That is how I feel at the moment. I do think I still have a radiance to me, which is really pretty. I do like that about it. I don't feel matte. To be honest, I don't feel fully set either. I still have a slight tackiness to my face. So it is definitely a very subtle powder. And I did put a lot on. Okay, let's take my hair down. This is how them products are looking. Very nice. I probably could have done a little bit more of the blush now since I've put the powder on top. I know that for the future, but yeah. But overall, the bronzer stick looks really nice. It's not patchy or muddy or anything. And it's a very subtle, but it's still there sort of color for me. Like I still have that warmth and I look healthy. I looked very washed out at the start, if you remember. And there's definitely a radiance to my skin. I don't have any highlighter on or anything. So I wouldn't say that is the most mattifying powder ever, but it is sort of settling into my skin a bit more. I really like how it looks over my pores here, but yeah, it's just a bit dodgy in this area. But I do need to shave between my eyebrows. I do that because I get a unibrow. And the hair's coming back, so it might be clinging weirdly to that region. That is something I will test in the future because I will do that very soon. But yeah, let me zoom you out. Okay, so this is how the makeup is looking from a distance. Really pretty, still feel the same sort of thoughts about it. And it's just so you can see how them colours are looking from a distance. I really like it. So you've heard all my thoughts. I'll link everything in the description below in case you want to check it out. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe for future videos. Also check my Instagram out at times put my face on if you like product photography, swatches and reviews. I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye!